America's Fleet Week, direct from New York. Sponsored by HII. Built in America, for America.
From Pier 88 and the flight deck of USS New York, this is America's Fleet Week, coming to you direct from New York.
And we're back. Greetings from the Big Apple. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are around the planet, welcome to America's Fleet Week, direct from New York. I'm Lieutenant Johnson, here with a panel that represents the world's greatest maritime fighting force. From the Marine Corps, we have Corporal Duran. Corporal, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, despite the weather.
Yeah, it's a little rainy. This isn't the Memorial Day weekend that everybody was looking for on the forecast, but you're not going to let this stop you, are you?
No, the good thing we're amphibious, am I right?
There we go. No, he's got the fighting spirit. I dig it. All right, from the Coast Guard, Petty Officer Kazmarek. Petty Officer, thanks for joining us again.
Hey, good to be here, sir. Day 3. Weather's not letting up, but we're still here.
Yeah, they said there was going to be sunny today. I don't believe that.
Hey, sir, they said. So.
They did indeed. All right, and our senior ranking guest, Admiral Platt. Admiral, thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Oh, thank you for having me. And this is Coast Guard weather, so we can make it happen. We're always ready.
I love it.
So we can do it in this weather.
Yeah, you were telling me some of your favorite things to do in the city may not be weather dependent. So what do you like to do while you're here?
Well, it's such a large city with so many opportunities, and the fact that there's some museums that open up for the military for free is a fantastic thing to do. There's great food, different types of food in the area that you can experience. And then just during Fleet Week, the fact that the city opens up to the sea services for a week is just fantastic for all of us to experience this great city in the United States.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We also have some special guests over to my side here, the Navy Band Northeast. Let's hear some music. All right, there we go. Let's give it up for the band, everybody. Heck yeah. All right, everybody excited to be here?
Ever.
There we go. Well, we already told you that we're here in the Big Apple, but where exactly? We're on board the USS New York, a San Antonio-class amphibious transport dock. She was commissioned in 2009 and has carried out missions all around the world. USS New York is built with steel salvaged from the World Trade Center, and her motto is a fitting one: strength forged through sacrifice. Never forget. And joining us here on the flight deck, we've got some sailors, Marines, and Coasties, all here to celebrate America's Fleet Week. Hey, crowd, we're broadcasting live all around the world. Let's hear it for those that are forward deployed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's something to be here in Manhattan. We don't take it for granted. We know that we've got some shipmates out there that are doing the Lord's work, right?
Absolutely.
Doing it for them then. So you got to get that slice. You got to get out to the show. You got to do all those things to make sure that they know when it's their turn to come, they get to have some fun too.
And
right?
we think of them, and they're in our hearts as they do the mission for the United States all around the globe. We're here having fun, but we know that some people are doing the hard work right now for us.
Absolutely, yes, sir. All right, coming up over the next half hour, we're going to be talking about another ship that's here in New York, the USS Oak Hill. She's over in Staten Island, open for public tours, and we'll get a chance to meet her executive officer. Then, mixing drinks in New York to serving in the United States Navy. We're going to find out how this exact event, Fleet Week New York, inspired someone to serve. And then there's a lot of incredible jobs going out throughout the sea services. Today we're going to have a chance to talk to some marine aviators and explosive ordnance technicians. But before we get into all that, let's hear again from First Lieutenant Hollenbach, who's over there with our crowd.
All right. Good morning, everyone, from the USS New York flight deck. Behind me, I got some Marines, some of the best Marines that you'll find on this ship from the SP MACTAF New York. All right, let's hear it. All right, good morning. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from.
Good morning, sir. My name is Cobra Brimage. I'm from San Diego, California.
You got anybody you want to shout to like at home?
My husband and my baby Basilio.
Beautiful. Good morning. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from.
Good morning, sir. I'm Corporal Fenton, and I'm from Pennsylvania.
You got anybody you want to shout back to at home?
My mom, dad, and uncle.
Beautiful, beautiful. Give it to them.
All right, let's hear it for our Marines. There we go. I like it. I like it. They're out here in the rain just getting it out like the rest of us.
They're motivators right there.
What did you say the Marine motto is about the rain?
If it ain't raining, we ain't training.
There we go. Well, we're out here having fun despite the weather. Not going to slow us down. So while we're here in Manhattan, USS Oak Hill is wowing crowds over in Staten Island. To find out more about that incredible ship, our friend Nick Broadway went aboard while she was in her home port of Norfolk, Virginia.
Days of preservation work goes into getting USS Oak Hill Fleet Week ready. Her crew is excited to show off the capabilities of this dock landing ship, and XO Beth Ann Martin knows the vessel pretty well.
We deliver Marines. We can take them on board, we can send them off to other places. This is very literally where you drive the ship. It's a controlled chaos. Up there, you'll see quite a few of our radars, our comms equipment. You will also see our RAM, our rolling airframe missile. We are not an offensive ship except for the Marines. 3 ribs, rigid inflatable boat. We use these predominantly for search and rescue. We call that the boat deck because that's where the boats go. The back end of the ship is our flight deck. We don't have any hangars on board, but we can absolutely land and take off aircraft. I'm gonna take you through the mess decks. Get their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So this is my dental officer. We can do surgeries, we can do your annual exam. This is our well deck. We can very literally flood our ship or raise it, and we can take craft, whether it's an LCU, a landing craft unit.
Self-sufficiency is critical, attained with a capable and dynamic crew.
Help might be miles away, repairs might be miles away.
We're still the most ready ship in the Navy. And we're in sustainment. We still have all our certifications, and we're ready to rock and roll wherever the nation needs.
Aquador Hollingsworth, with the Navy for 26 years, joined to provide for her daughter. She climbed the ranks, becoming Command Master Chief on Oak Hill less than a month ago.
Finding purpose everywhere I go, and my purpose has always been to serve. So every command that I've gone to, I've found a way to be able to do that.
For many, it's their first time at Fleet Week in New York City.
I'm excited to get out there and represent the Navy.
Nick Broadway, 10
Your sailors are
everywhere. All right, and joining us now here on set is the Executive Officer of the USS Oak Hill, Commander Beth Ann Martin. XO, thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Hi. Glad to be here.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Oak Hill.
Well, let me tell you. First of all, amphibs are the best ships in the Navy.
There we go.
Okay. So USS Oak Hill, we're the nation's protector. That's our motto. We're named, and that is for James Monroe and the Monroe Doctrine. We're named after his residence. So that's also where Oak Hill comes from. Our primary mission is to transport Marines to wherever they need to go, them and their vehicles and all of their stuff. They travel heavy. But we travel the globe, and like I said, we're another amphib, so we can get very close to land. We can actually sink ourselves and come back up. We can do air operations, we can do surface operations, and we're home ported in Jeb Little Creek in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, right on. Got any questions?
Yeah, what's your crew complement? How many folks does it take to sail Oak Hill?
Well, sir, since I'm XO and I see the muster report every day, I can tell you we're mustering 311 today.
Oh, fantastic.
And we can take about 350 Marines.
There we go.
So
okay.
when we're fully outfitted, we're about 700.
Okay.
Sir.
Thanks, XO.
Well,
yes,
as
sir.
a Staten Islander, I can tell you they are enjoying all the local eats there. So
As they should be.
glad to see them out.
Thank you.
How about yourself, man? Anything you're looking forward to doing while you're in the city?
Well, I mean, short answer is yes. One, I love food, and there is no shortage. So, also, I walked here from one of the subway stations, and it was so nice to just go and walk and see the city. I took pictures of the Statue of Liberty on the ferry. I took more pictures as I was walking. No, I stopped because I'm in uniform, and I took the pictures, not walking.
That's good. I like it. I like it. I mean, you said you stopped on a sidewalk, which is the only red flag, because everything else you said was fantastic. I always encourage folks to get on the subway, get out and explore. You're already taking the ferry. Like you said, great way to see the Statue of Liberty.
Absolutely.
It's free for most of us in uniform during this weekend, so it's awesome. Love to hear that you're having so much fun.
Oh, having a ball.
Well, she said she's a foodie.
Oh,
so
yes,
did you
sir.
say you traveled by Subway or you ate at
Whoa,
Subway?
no, goodness. Nothing against Subway, but I'm in New York City. I'm not going to Subway.
That's true. Good for you.
I did have Dunkin'.
As you should. That's actually from Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay. We're picking up some biases here. Let's reel it back. We're in Manhattan. We're in Midtown. Everybody's leaving behind. Well, you might be able to see the cityscape. As you can tell, it's raining, so you might not know what's going on.
Just
back
a little
there.
bit.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us. You can't have Fleet Week without a band, so let's hear it for ours. All right, let's hear it for the band.
Just looking good. I love hearing good music. Second day, second good band.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the next one.
Can't let the rain stop them either. They're just
No.
out here rocking out with us. I appreciate it. All right, have you ever gone to a sporting event and wished you could play for that team? How about being so impressed with someone's style that you started shopping for clothes just like they wear? Well, I'm pretty sure Navy Chief Summers Steelman can relate. He's in the Navy specifically because of this event. MC2 Jacob Van Amberg has that story.
When I think back to before I joined, I remember feeling lost. Life was passing me by. I worked at a bar in Manhattan and would commute into the city, juggling 2 jobs in school, barely holding it all together. I felt I had no direction. Every day felt like something was slipping through my fingers. I didn't know what I wanted, I just knew it wasn't this. I thought about the Navy, but it wasn't until Fleet Week that it hit me. This was more than uniforms and ships. It was a family, a mission, a place where I could belong and matter. Before the Navy, I was drifting. Now, I'm on course.
Wow, that's a great story. I'm sure First Lieutenant's got some more stories he's found back there. LT, what you got?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you know one thing about the Marine Corps, it's that we fight and we win. And although every Marine is a rifleman, there are actually many different jobs throughout the Corps. All right, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell me what you do.
I'm PSC McKesson. I'm 0671. I'm data system communication. I help fix communications like let's say.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell me what you do.
Yes, sir. I'm Corporal Nicholas Longoria. I'm a 2147 LAV mechanic. I rebuild engines.
Motivated.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Let's hear it for the Marines. All right. All across New York, Marines have set up static displays of equipment they use to train on and to fight with. To tell us more about that equipment and what the public thinks, Staff Sergeant Fabio Quero joins us now. Staff Sergeant, thanks for taking the time out of your day to join us. I know you guys are pretty busy. I can't imagine walking around in the rain's any easier in that suit.
Not at all, but I'm actually really warm right now, so that's a plus.
You know what? He's the one. We're up here shivering.
Can we trade, actually?
Yeah, you're up here vibing. We got a special guest on the desk here. Can you tell us a little bit about your mascot?
Yes, so that's Bolus. He's been with us for a few years now. That guy's actually the coolest duck in town.
All right.
He's jumped out of planes, been in helicopters, he's been an aerial sniper, and he actually went on deployment with us and visited several countries.
Now we're talking. So he earned his free fall wings then?
Yes, he did, and he's a certified EOD tech.
Yeah, I saw the crab. That's what's up.
Exactly.
Right on. Tell us a little bit about your job.
So I'm an explosive ordnance disposal technician. I'm a Marine EOD specifically, And so we deal with a lot of different things when it comes to explosive hazards. But the summary of it all is to protect personnel and property from explosive threats.
Yeah, right on. So we've got you guys are set up down on the boat. You've been throughout the city. You know, you got robots and other gear. Tell us a little bit about like what you're telling people when they get a chance to talk with you.
So we try to break it down and explain it to them in the easiest way possible. I'm relating it to the bomb squad. So when you think about it in the movies, it's the red wire, the blue wire. But in reality, there's a lot more to it. So we try to break it down to show, hey, we want to stay safe as possible. We really don't want to be down there. That's why I have this ensemble on, because in reality is if I actually have to go down there, I have to put this on, and it should keep me relatively safe.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, Staff Sergeant, I heard you're actually from New York.
Yeah, I'm actually from Middletown, New York. If I can give a shout out to my mom.
There we go.
And Middletown High School and my wrestling coach.
I like it.
I like it. Nice.
I got to tell you, that job has got to be the bomb.
I saw that one coming.
I actually love my job, genuinely. It is a great job.
Thanks for what you do, man. That's impressive. Impressive.
Indeed. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. Give me something here.
There we
There
go.
we go.
There we go.
God, that marine energy.
All right.
Can't match it.
It's always cool to walk aboard a Navy ship, but imagine being in one of the many parks across the Navy, across the city, and seeing a Navy or Marine helicopter coming in for a landing. We're going to talk a little bit about Marine Corps aviation with Captain Chandler Derbyshire. They're going to bring him up in just a minute, but have you guys seen this? They'll literally go out to these schools. They'll fly right over, maybe not on weather days like today, but we've got EOD guys roping down to the ground, and there's a bunch of high school kids outside getting a chance to see it. It's a really great opportunity to show and tell and, like, see what we're doing from a community relations side.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We do the same thing in the Coast Guard. I spent my career as a helicopter pilot, and when my kids were young, I flew to their schools, and I was like the school hero. I mean, other kids had their parents come, and they were, you know, accountants or whatever. But my kid's dad, their dad's a helicopter pilot. They're very proud of that.
You can't get jumped off in a helicopter. I'm sorry, you cannot beat that.
Wish, yeah.
I mean, that's about as cool as it gets. Cam, what's going on? What have you been up to this week?
Sorry, the mic's cutting out. Say that
No,
again.
all good. What you been up to this week?
So we flew on the ship on Tuesday. The ship pulled into port on Wednesday. And yesterday I spent all day at a golf and country club out in Jersey.
Yeah, I was actually with them. That was pretty fun.
The tough things we do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How'd you shoot?
It was a scramble. So.
Okay, so great then.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I love it.
Actually pretty bad.
No, it's impossible to play bad in a scramble. I like
It was fun, though.
Tell me a little bit about the bird behind you.
Yeah, this is the CH-53K. It's the King Stallion. This is the newest aircraft that the Marine Corps has. Costs about $150 million a pop.
Only.
No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
And so we carry troops in the back, we carry cargo in the back, but our bread and butter is external loads. So we got a hook system that comes down the bottom underneath the helicopter, and you hook up that boat or a JLTV or a Humvee or any of those vehicles, pick up a howitzer, all kinds of things that the infantry guys need us to move, and we'll pick them up at point A, bring them to point B, and drop them down.
Love it. Bringing a lot to the fight. I mean, sir, you're no stranger to flying.
No, not at all. So what's the max gross weight on that helicopter? That's massive.
88,000 pounds.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yep.
Very impressive.
Let me interject. Is it any easier getting it on a boat than it is on the field landing?
No, not really. It's all the same. You pull into a hover, and my crew chiefs tell me forward, left, back, right, and I just do what they say. When I'm sitting in the front, there's 90 feet of helicopter behind me that I can't see, so I got my crew chiefs there to tell me what to do, and I just came into a hover, and they told me where to go, and that's where I put it.
That's a lot of trust.
Yeah, because on Wednesday when they pulled in, they made it look easy. I was like, there's no way it was that easy, you know?
That's what helicopter pilots do. We make it look easy, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love it. All right, Ken. Well, I thank you. I appreciate you taking some time to join us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Yeah, the cooperation, just the trust in that crew chief that they're talking about in that community, that's got to be next level.
Yeah, we do the same thing in the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
We work as a team on an aircraft to get a mission done.
Yeah.
So everybody has their role, and it's practiced. Probably same with the Marine Corps aviation. We 40% of the flying that we do is training for our mission.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
And the only difference I would say with the Coast Guard is that we're like a police station and a fire station. So we're patrolling like a police car, but we're always on call waiting for an emergency like a fire station.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Ben, take it away. Thanks so much, guys. Let's hear it for the band. All right, so it's Fleet Week, New York. This is a pretty remarkable event. I've got a friend right now that's doing the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. Like, there are very, very few things that can top that. What about you guys? What's some of the coolest things you've gotten a chance to do in uniform?
For me, it's a tie between the top three. This being one of them.
All right.
Love it here.
Shivering on the flight deck of New York on a live TV show? Is that what you mean, or you mean Fleet Week in general?
Both.
Okay, right on.
The second thing would be we did a flyover for the Baltimore Ravens versus Dolphins game on New Year's. That was pretty fun.
Right on.
I think the other one is also doing some training with Recon. I did it with EOTG, Expeditionary Operations Training Group, over there in Stone Bay, North Carolina. That was pretty cool because I got shot at with sim rounds.
Sim rounds.
Yeah,
got to clarify that really quickly. Yeah.
I got flashbanged. There was explosives. Very cool 2 months of my life.
Yeah. What about you, Casimir?
I would just first off, I think Coast Guard and Marines have a very different view on fun. Getting shot at in sim rounds, not my view of fun. Just opportunities the Coast Guard has given me. This time last year, I was in Argentina meeting the president. So just one of those awesome opportunities to share as a uniformed member, and just great. Just can't beat it.
All right, Admiral, we're waiting for the trump card. What you got?
Well, I got to say, being in the Coast Guard, I've been able to sail the world. I've flown a helicopter over the North Pole.
Amazing.
I've landed on the frozen Arctic Ocean. I played soccer at the North Pole against the Germans. We lost.
Oh.
But I got to tell you that the training that the Coast Guard has given me to fly helicopters, the best thing I've done in my uniform is save a life. Yeah. When you know that training got you there on time to save somebody from the perils of the sea and bring them to safety, that's the greatest thing I've done in my uniform. There's people on the earth today alive because the Coast Guard trained me to fly helicopters and save lives.
Yeah, it's so great to remember that, the purpose behind it all.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much, gentlemen. First Lieutenant, who else you got back there?
Thank you so much, sir. So, Fleet Week has been an absolute pleasure, and let's hear from some of the Marines for what their favorite experiences have been so far. All right, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell me what your favorite part of Fleet Week is.
Good morning, sir. I'm Lance Corporal Mason. I'd say so far it's been getting to go out in the city, experience new things, meet new people, see new cultures, especially being from a small town. So far it's been pretty amazing.
It's beautiful. I mean, look at that skyline. Good morning. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from.
Good morning, sir. I'm Lance Corporal Mario Aguilera, and I'm from Lafayette, Indiana.
And what's your favorite part of Fleet Week?
So far it's been the food. It's my first time in New York, so I want to try some real New York pizza. I got the opportunity to do that yesterday, and it was very good, sir.
Absolutely wonderful. New York pizza, New York bagels for the win.
I love it. You're folding that slice, though, right? They told you that. Yeah, you got to fold the slice. It's got to be easier to eat in that uniform than this one. I will tell you, the walking slice in whites, that's a sport. Like, I know this is a city that loves its sports. It's basketball playoffs tonight, game 2. Hopefully the Knicks have a little different finish. They had a tough ending, but I'll tell you, eating pizza in this thing is not easy.
I'll be honest. I think Tide pens go up in sales every time Fleet Week happens here in New York. It's got to be.
Yeah,
I see those things in every pocket.
That's in the must-haves. Absolutely. All right, so we talked a lot about cool jobs, cool experiences. I got a fun one. What about sea service jobs? What if you could swap roles with somebody, let's say for a week? Anybody in the sea services, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, what kind of job would you want to do for a week?
Ooh, that's a toughie. That's a tough one. I don't know. I don't know what their MOS or what they do day to day, but the one time we saw it, I think it was like the AAV that came from the gate that came down, and they were directing him in. I think that's really cool.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I like that.
That's crazy. We were talking about Top Gun earlier off the show.
Yep.
Crew chief on a carrier. Yeah. Just that opening scene of Top Gun always gets me. That's the coolest job.
Yeah.
I love seeing them send off those multi-million-dollar planes into the ocean. So it's really cool to see. So if I had to.
Yeah, I like it. What about you, sir?
Well, I got to say, so I've had an action-packed career. And as a helicopter pilot, I feel like I've probably used up 8 of my 9 lives. So if I could do anything, and maybe a bit shocking, I'd probably want to be a culinary specialist.
Okay.
And serve food to sailors, Marines, or Coast Guardsmen at sea. That's something I'd like to do. I like to serve the public. Why not serve my own people as well?
Yeah. No, I love that answer. I think it's an undervalued, MOS, so to speak, in that
absolutely
or rating or job for us.
I don't undervalue them. That's for sure.
I love that. I got a fun one for you. What about like a sneaky MRE or galley meal that you like that might be not most people aren't thinking about?
Ooh.
What's your go-to?
That's a tough. All right, so MRE. I'm a little weird. I like the chili mac. A lot of people don't. Galley. I don't know. I just like the chicken and rice, whatever they have it.
Chicken and
Stack
rice.
it
That's
on
the
there.
go-to. How's the Coast Guard chow?
Well, I tell you what, if we're eating MREs, the world is really gone bad. So, what are your thoughts?
I was just about to bring up hamsters, Admiral. I'll be honest. That's a sailor tradition.
It is.
The first time I had one, just didn't think I could go back, honestly.
You ate a hamster?
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's get into it. It is not an actual hamster. It is it's usually like ham or chicken with cheese inside.
Oh.
And
Cordon
it's
bleu.
Breaded, yeah, cordon bleu. So it is an interesting meal, but they look like little hamsters. That's where that comes from.
They do, yeah. Thank you for the
Should've
clarification.
prefaced that one, yeah.
We're talking differences between MREs. We need to make sure we're not talking about little fluffy animals.
Yeah.
Exactly. What about you, sir?
I don't have one. Maybe a guinea pig? Oh, wait, no. No, being on board ships, I've always had great meals, and I don't have anything that sticks out in my mind that's been extra special. But something that they do on ships is mid-rats.
Oh, yeah.
Eating a snack in the middle of the night.
There we go.
I've done that a number of times, and for some reason, my uniform doesn't fit after that.
All right. No, I dig it. I appreciate it. Well, guys, did you have fun today?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
Any Liberty plans while we get out of here?
Queens.
Going to Queens. I like it. Yeah,
Time
we
to
talked
visit.
about breaking into the different boroughs. That's incredible.
I've got more responsibilities with Fleet Week today and tonight, and I'm looking forward to all of them.
Yeah. Well, like you're putting in the work in. It looks like the rain stopped just in time for us to about wrap this thing up.
I did that.
You did that?
Yeah.
You know what? Thank you.
Thank you.
I certainly appreciate it. All right. Well, we want to thank you guys again. Thank you again, Admiral, for taking the time to join us.
You.
Folks, that's all the time we have for today. But we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be back the day after that, all aboard the USS New York, here at America's Fleet Week, direct from New York. Thanks for watching. Take it away, Ben.
America's Fleet Week, direct from New York. Sponsored by HII. Built in America, for America.